My name is Traci Rae Manos, and I am at the Artist 360 retreat in Bentonville, Arkansas. Sure. So, long-term goals, I do have some. I've actually been going through a 12-step program by Julia Cameron through the Artist's Way book that she wrote. That's been really good in helping me sort of get to what my core desires and core dreams are for my life. And so I've been spending a lot of time just kind of mining that part of myself and trying to understand what delights me, what makes me feel alive and vibrant and energized. So I've kind of been trying to go through that process lately and trying to understand more about how those desires and wishes and dreams can actually inform what my long-term goals are. I would say that one of my long-term goals would be to be self-employed. I would love that. I don't know. I just feel like, we work really hard every day, at least 40 hours a week. And it might as well be for us. And for, making our dreams come true and not, I don't know. I like to feel like the work that I do day in, day out is informed by my values. And that's not always very easy to find an employer that automatically aligns with your values. But my creativity does, and my art does. So I'm a singer-songwriter and a poet, but I also love, working with my hands, doing creative things, basically anything with my hands. So I would really love long-term to be self-employed and be able to live day to day from my creative energy instead of that being something I have to find space and room for. Work-life balance, I think, is always a struggle. I think balance is the perfect word for what it takes, because you're just always, if you're trying to balance, in a balancing beam or a tightrope, you're always trying to compensate for the, your weight going one direction or the other. So I think it's an ongoing challenge, I think, for myself, and I think for most artists, most human beings, especially in this high-paced tech society that we live in. But for me, if I'm feeling really depleted, I know that I'm not self-caring, and I know that I'm not filling my well. So something I've been learning and working on is what delights me as an artist, and really trying to tap into that sense of wonder and sense of play that is essential for me to I create out of that place. And then also, so there's the delight, and there's the wonder and the sense of play, but then there's also the quiet. And as a poet, in particular, as a songwriter as well, I find myself needing to center myself and try to find that voice, because my poet voice is kind of this, it's me, but it's the kind of subconscious, deeper, more spiritual me. So I have to have quiet and space away from people and noise. I have to have solitude to find that voice and connect with that voice. And it can actually be hard. I've actually haven't written poetry recently, and it's always that fear that what if I can't find that voice again, But I think the two things I would say are, well, you have to fill your well as an artist. You can't just create out of nothing. You can't create out of depletion. You can't be depleted and anemic artistically and then try to create something that's just not healthy for an artist. It's like trying to run a marathon and being anemic. Not a good idea. Don't do that. So filling that well and being really intentional about it and valuing that. So it's I'm an artist. That means I need beauty. I'm an artist. That means I need solitude. I'm an artist. That means I need play. And I'm going to make those priorities. And that's something I've learned from the Artist's Way book. She's every morning you write in your morning pages. So it's kind of like journaling, but it's not exactly journaling. And that's been really great because, you process as you write. And you just ideate, you come up with ideas, and you dream and you imagine, and you get stuff out of the way that you need to get out on paper or verbally, but a written version of the verbal processing. And then the other thing that she has us do is we have an artist date, which means nothing except for you have a date with yourself only, just you and your artist. No one else can be there. And it's all about just doing something that is fun and replenishes you. So that's what I think. I think we have to be replenished, and I have to be replenished in order to create.